What if the quiet discomfort you feel when someone else succeeds isn't something to push away? What if it's your mind trying to make sense of something it doesn't fully understand yet? Today, we're not going to fix that feeling. We're just going to look at it together. Have you ever noticed how your mind quietly compares your life to someone else's without you even asking it to? Not loudly, not dramatically, just subtly. Almost like it's trying to measure something it doesn't fully understand. It happens when you're scrolling. It happens when you meet someone your age. It even happens when you hear a simple update about someone's life. And suddenly, your mind starts asking questions you didn't invite. Am I behind? Why does their life look clearer than mine? Maybe the strange part isn't that we compare. Maybe the real question is, why does the mind do this so naturally? The philosopher René Girard once suggested something interesting. He believed that we don't just desire things on our own. We learn what to want by watching what others want. Not consciously, but quietly. Almost like our desires are borrowed. So when you see someone succeeding, it's not just their success you notice. Your mind starts adjusting its internal scale. What felt enough yesterday suddenly feels smaller today. Not because your life changed, but because your reference point did. And maybe that's why comparison feels so personal. Because it doesn't just question your progress, it questions your direction. Even Alain de Botton explored this in a quieter way. He wrote about how modern life constantly exposes us to people we would have never compared ourselves to before. And that exposure changes how we measure our own lives. In the past, you compared yourself to a small circle. Now, you're comparing yourself to thousands of lives, filtered, edited, and incomplete. And the mind doesn't always realize that. It just keeps comparing. So maybe it's not comparison itself that's worth examining. Maybe it's the part that happens without us noticing. What if, instead of stopping comparison, you simply noticed it? Not judged it, not fought it. Just observed, my mind is comparing again. Because the moment you notice it, you create a small distance. And in that distance, comparison loses some of its power. There's a pattern worth noticing here, one that shows up in how we think, how we feel, and how we measure our own progress. Your mind compares, your body feels the tension, and your sense of direction begins to shift. Maybe the goal isn't to never compare. Maybe the goal is to understand what your mind is trying to do when it compares. Because once you see it clearly, you stop believing every comparison is the truth. The mind compares because it's searching for something. Not for someone else's life, but for a sense that yours is moving in the right direction. Most of us never stop to ask what it's actually looking for. Maybe that's where something begins, not by changing it, but by understanding it. If you enjoy thinking about life this way, you're welcome to stay. This is DS Perspective.